Welcome to Beth Mobility, where opportunities of engineering and possibilities of developing the new technology is endless here. Well, this is our workstation where we clean the valves with this machine. We clean all the injectors with the machine, but today it's not about cleaning the injectors, it's about the air cooled bike that is called Beth Ionos 180cc. This is the same engine that is in 180cc, 1 and 200cc, and then our 250cc. This is the same type of engine that we have. So I will start with the basics, and first I will start with the price of the engine. Brand new engine as it looks right now, it costs as it will cost you around 60,000 Kenyan shillings to buy a new 180cc engine from us. And this is a CG engine, as you can see. This engine is a timing chain driven, and the easiest way to tell a timing chain driven is by the tensioner that you can see right there. That's a tensioner, and also it shows from the top that this is a timing chain driven. And also on the other side, if you try to look at this engine, you'll see the camshafts, the camshaft holders at the same time, and there's a valve knob opening for the engine. So let me start. At the very top, we have a top cover. That this top cover, when you open it, holds the tarpets. This top cover you open with 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and plus 5 and 6, 7 and 8. That's the all bolts that you need to open this top cover when you want to do something to do with camshaft or timing chain check. But when you do want to do valves clearance, you just open these two covers because your valves are being held by these two. These are the tarpets. These are the tarpets from the front and rear. This is the tarpets for the outlet and the tarpet for the inlet. All right. When we move from the top cover, we are going to a cylinder head. On an engine cylinder head, this is a cylinder head. It comes from the top cover. It is between the top cover and the block. The cylinder head, actually, the main job is to house a spark plug. Spark plug is what helps your bike to start and to ignite the fuel inside the engine. And the other side, it hosts a valve, an outlet valve. This exhaust outlet valve is the one that allows the burnt fuel to escape. And also, when we look in the front of the engine, you have the outlet. This is the inlet valve that is connected to the carburetor, and this is the outlet valve where the exhaust comes from. You might need to do a gasket in there before you put an exhaust, so that you can also you don't have to be losing a lot of air of the back pressure. So the cylinder head, as we have mentioned, hosts plug, inlet valve, and outlet valve, that is the exhaust. The cylinder head also hosts the sitting place for the camshaft, which is located here on top. The camshaft, it also holds a place where it directs the timing chain all the way up to the camshaft. That's the job of a cylinder head. Then from there we go lower. As we look lower from the cylinder head to the block, this is where we call it a block between the crankcase and the cylinder head. This is the block. This is where the magic happens. This is what measures the cubic centimeters of your bike. So for the 180cc cubic centimeters, when I say 180, this is where this calibration is measured in the cylinder block. That is 180 cubic centimeters. Well, in the cylinder block also houses piston and piston rings. Piston rings helps oil not to come to where there's a vacuum where we need to burn the oil and the mix here. So the job of a block is very sensitive and cannot get dirt or be mixed with any other components in the engine. That's the job of a cylinder block. It compresses all the air and the fuel that is sent from the head through the carburetor to the cylinder block. It is get compressed. That is called a 4-stroke engine. It gets compressed, and after compression, the spark plug is ignited, and the process continues to pushing the crankshaft down. When we move a little bit to the left of the engine, we find a starter. Most of these bikes, really a bike does not really need this, but it is an advantage to yourself so that you don't have to keep kicking this bike all the time. The starter itself is this small, but it's also connected to the starter clutch that helps to drive the starter power all the way to the crankshaft for the crankshaft to move, and so that your bike can be able to start. On the left side as well, on the starting side, we have this wire that is coming out from the engine. That this is where the magneto is located. Magneto is responsible to charge and give power to your engine while it's in the motion. This power comes out from the engine generated by a magnet arranged or rolled, a magnet composition that gives power when it rotates. It's like a diamond. It rotates and gives and charges the battery. The battery is used to power everything else on the bike, your dashboard, your lights, and etc. Moving on, still on the left side, we have a sprocket. This is a final drive of the power from the engine. The sprocket gives a final drive to your chain all the way to your rear tire. This is where the power comes out from the engine. Okay, let's move on swiftly, and also we go to the right side of the engine. This is the right side of the engine, is where the clutch is situated. The clutch helps to change from one gear to another. It is arranged in such a way when you clutch in, it disengages the power, the engine, the crankshaft power, and the sprocket power. Once it's disengaged, it allows you to engage another gear and engages the clutch again, keeping the motion moving. That's basically it for the engine. What we can see, we can only just mention. Beneath here we have mentioned this is a clutch. At the middle here we have a crankshaft that goes up and down with a piston and piston rings. Here we have a magneto, and at the same time here, somewhere around here at the back, we have the gearbox. Mostly when the bike gets damaged, that the gearbox is the last thing to get damaged in this era. That's basically it for Beth 180cc engine. See you next time. I'll post more engines. Keep on tuned.